bank that's helping customers electrify their homes is the bank Australia needs.
There's a version of Melbourne that most people rarely see. Tucked into the Yarra River corridor, surrounded by bushland, 24 kilometres from the CBD, it's called Warrandyte. I'm here to see a very special house called the Panel House. Jesse and Monica Glascott designed and built this house for themselves. Jesse is the founder of G-Lux Builders, one of the most respected names in passive house construction in this country. This wasn't built for a client. It's the home they choose to live in, raise their family in, and shape entirely around how they wanted life to feel. They're selling now, so let's have a walkthrough. Jesse and Monica, there is so much to talk about this house, but I think we need to start with someone who's a big part of this house, someone who's very little, who's also here, paid actress maybe. Who is this little friend of yours?
This is our little baby girl, Olive. She is our 3-year-old Frenchie.
There's so much in this house that people are going to want to know about, and I think it's a really nice way to start is the personal aspect. Why this house in this location?
I'll let you answer that, Lon.
I grew up in Warrandyte, so when we started a family, I wanted to raise our kids here, and it's such a beautiful community, and this location is walking distance to school, footy, tennis, everywhere. So it's just, it couldn't get any better for raising a family.
As we walk into the entrance, the first thing I notice is the blissful silence, which is extremely confusing considering we're on the middle of probably the most popular roundabout in Warrandyte.
Absolutely.
How is this possible?
Well, I guess because we're in a passive house, we're going to have high performance windows. So they're all triple glazed. Double glazing is pretty standard here these days, but triple's not. And the extra glazing, just the acoustic benefit of that is just massive.
And I mean, the door, is there something special about this one?
Well, yeah, it is like the biggest door we've ever put in a house. And we actually got the door not cladded on the outside. So so what we do, we insulate the door and then we clad the door. So just the thickness of all that and the acoustic benefit of that's pretty cool too.
Do you think it's big enough?
Maybe bigger next time.
Is this the size that you originally wanted, or did you ask for bigger and they're like, no?
No, this is as big as I asked
This is
for.
the size.
I said, yeah, I want to feel like, yeah, and I'm quite short, so it definitely fits the bill.
Beautiful. So we walk in, it's silent, it's peaceful, and the next thing that smacks you in the face is the biggest wall I've ever seen. What is going on here, and how did you manage to get this design this way?
I guess this is one of the reasons why we call it the panel house, because it's made of these awesome panels. So these are glulam panels we got from Austria, so we imported them over.
Beautiful.
And yeah, we've given it like a beautiful whitewash to keep that nice warm feeling, and it's just beautiful. I love it.
And if we follow on from there, you've got this staircase that is absolutely gorgeous. You've got almost like a mezzanine before it heads up to what's the master bedroom, I believe. Yeah. What's special about this staircase?
This staircase is probably my favourite element to the house. It's called an air stair, so it's a CLT staircase. So we actually got this built at the same time as all the panels arrived, and we craned it in before we put the roof structure on. So it's a finished product that comes in, and then we've got access up and down throughout the build, which is like pretty cool as well.
I mean, I feel like staircases are often one of the last or the later parts of the house that gets done, but yours was in here already. So before the roof came on, it was in here.
Yeah, and you'll see we've got like a strip light running all the way down it. So while the staircase was on the side of the truck, we like routed it out, put the light in, and then craned it in, make sure obviously the light worked before we fitted it off. And you'll see down the side, the other side of the staircase too, is like a real thick plywood look. And that's all the laminations of all the different timber.
Impeccable, impeccable. The entranceway, you've got the panel house reference, the large panels, you've got the staircase, and then you've got this beautiful dark finish of the wood. I really love the fact that you've got light and dark in the same area. What's the inspiration with the dark panels?
I really wanted the dark hallway, and then with the nice timber feature of the door jambs, I think it really shows off the feature of the timber with the contrast against the black. Jess just had to trust me on it. He was not keen on so much black.
Certainly works.
Been
though.
happy with it.
It doesn't feel too dark. It's not
Yeah.
dark and gloomy. I think there's a really nice balance.
Yeah.
Look, while we're up here, there's definitely a fun element that I've heard about that I'd love for you to show me. A certain loft that one of you recently made.
Yeah, it's my last little project, but I enjoyed doing it.
Let's
so,
go have a look.
Sure.
This has to be every kid's dream. Talk to us about the loft.
So this is our guest bedroom with an ensuite here. We've got like 4 metre high ceilings here, so we thought why not make the most of the ceiling height. So we've built this pretty cool loft for the kids to hang out and have slumber parties up there.
This is one hell of a double bed. What are they called? Bunk beds.
Yeah.
Yes, it
This is amazing. Already had a few sleepovers?
Yes, absolutely.
Beautiful. I mean, I would like to stay in this space, but let's go check out the rest of it.
Sounds good.
It's so easy to fall in love. So come give me a call and we'll fall into love.
We've had a beautiful walkthrough. There's so much to see in this house. Let's start back at the beginning and talk to me about the exterior.
All right, so we've got some beautiful charred cladding that mainly faces the north aspect. The maintenance free was a big thing for us with cladding. It's a pretty big thing. Most people don't have time to maintain their houses these days. So we've got some polished Verrock, it's called, which is an exterior board that looks like polished concrete. That's all north facing.
And what makes that special? Why would you utilise that outside?
I mean, it's a beautiful concrete look, so it kind of looks natural, and it's maintenance free. We've also got some copper cladding facing the street, which is a pretty big ticket item that Mon managed to get across the board. And we've also got some natural black butt shiplap, which kind of flows nicely into the chart at our entrance.
Beautiful. What are you wanting them to think when they see that entrance?
I guess it's a bit of a wow factor and what a beautiful house. I like to think that the house fits in within the Warrandyte character nicely. That was important to us to make sure that it did. And you know, the fact that it's got the earthy tones, the woods, the green roof, all that sort of stuff is just, yeah, pretty nice.
Beautiful. Let's talk interior. Some of the details. I feel like, Monica, this is something close to your heart. Joinery and finishings with the details. Why were they so important?
Yeah, so I wanted real timber, but to get someone to do it was going to be quite expensive. So Jess said, well, if you want that, you can wire brush and paint it all yourself. So I spent quite a few months painting every single panel of this house.
Hand painting.
Hand painting.
Wow.
Roller.
That's some dedication right
And
there.
wire brushing it first to get the to be able to see the grain in the timber, and then painting.
That's
it
a
all.
labour of love.
Very much so.
How long did that take?
Oh, weeks. I had to
I
build.
would say months. We had drying racks going on in
We had
here.
drying racks all through here,
Yeah.
so it was like a 3-coat system, so it was like a lot of work.
Was there ever a point where you were like, why did I do this?
Yes and no, because when I saw them get hung, I was like, this is so worth it.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate it.
And what about the kitchen, this beautiful stone?
Yeah, that was fun shopping day out for both of us, trying to find something that I had in here but I hadn't seen before. I really wanted something with lots of feature, natural earthy tones, and something to match our tapware. So that was fun, and then we ended up finding something that was in Sydney and had to get it brought down, and I don't regret it one single bit. I love it.
I can see why. Practicality of space, you've utilised it in such a way that it feels big, but it still feels cosy and warm and homely, especially utilising that space behind the kitchen for that walkway and sort of really long butler's pantry. How do you go about building something that's practical but utilises the whole space?
I guess there was only a few iterations. Mon and I come up with the concept design for the house. We've built a couple of houses for ourselves now, so we sort of learn from each one. So we know what flows and what doesn't flow. And having that garage comes into the mudroom to pantry to kitchen, it just makes all that so much easier with all sorts of things.
I mean, I think especially if you're talking about a family setting, you've got 2 kids, and as you walk in, it feels intentional. It feels like, okay, well, I know my kids are going to drop the bags here, and I know their feet are probably going to be dirty, and we've got a space for shoes. How much does that go into it, the family side of things go into it when you're building a place like this?
Absolutely. I really like things to be neat and tidy. And if kids or people aren't going to put things away uniform, I want to be able to have a cupboard door to close it, so it always looks neat and tidy. So definitely everyone had to have their own designated cupboard where they can put their school bag, basketball, everything like that.
Yeah, we've got the dishwasher out the back, so you know, at the end of the night all the dishes go out the back and out here still looks nice and neat.
Yes, entertaining is always easy because everything can go around the back.
And what about when we talk about the finer details of your finishings? I've noticed you've got brass in the house. Now, it might not be everybody's cup of tea. What made you decide you're still going to go with that?
Yeah, well, so we chose our tapware from Sussex. They're completely sustainable. They recycle every single little scrap piece of metal, solar panel run, and our tapware is it's a living tumbled brass. So you get a splash of toothpaste on it or something and it shows all those marks. As you said, it's not everyone's cup of tea, but we love it, and I love the detail you get as you live in the house and it grows with you.
I think there's a real natural, and I think you said living factor to it.
Yeah.
You're out in the hills, you've got beautiful plants and trees and animals. There is a natural aspect to where you're living, so you really intentionally brought that into the house.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about the water side of things. I've heard you've got a pretty impressive water tank here in this property.
Yeah, so under the floor that we're here right now is 26,000 litres, I think we've got under the floor. All up, we've got about 40,000 litres of water. So we harvest all the water off our roof, run it through our filtration system, and pretty much runs the whole household. Yeah.
And how's the water taste?
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we've become water snobs.
Hey, look, if you're taking care of everything yourself, it's fair enough. One of my other favourite places, parts of this house, is something that I think really sets it apart to any other property I've seen, is that you've got your own studio. Talk to us about the studio, Monica.
Yeah, so having young kids, I wanted to do something that I could work from home, but I didn't want my clients to feel like they are coming to our home.
Someone's house.
Yeah, so we've got completely external access, my own toilet in there and everything.
When it comes to working in that space, what makes it so unique that I guess it's going to be a draw card for those who want to have a home business?
It's very silent in there, and it's got all its own fit out, so you don't need to come into the house at all if you didn't want to for the day.
And temperature-wise?
It maintains a beautiful temperature, about 21, 22 degrees
Incredible.
year round.
Beautiful. I mean, I think that's probably, to me, one of the biggest draw cards. It's wonderful. You've got this beautiful house. You've got the sustainability aspect, but you can have your own business here. There's no need to go to the city.
No.
There's no need to leave. You've got it all in one place.
Yes, absolutely.
Jessie, you're a builder. You've built your own home. What sets apart G-Lux as a building company?
We specialise in passive house. That's what we do. That's what we focus on. So I guess me being a passive house builder, I have to build one for my family and live on one.
That's fair enough.
So that's what we did.
For those who don't know what passive house means, what's the concept?
I guess the concept behind it is you're living in a low energy, healthy, sustainable home. So it originated in Europe 30 years ago, and it's becoming more popular here, especially here in Melbourne, where we get the cooler months.
Of this standard, how many passive houses are there in Australia?
To this standard, which is Passive House Premium, so there's actually like 5 different categories of Passive House when you get them certified. Passive House Premium is the highest category, and I believe there could be 5 in Australia, and this house is one of them.
Incredible.
So we've got a 20 kilowatt solar system on the roof. So throughout the day, on a beautiful day like this, we're running everything in the house, from the heater in the pool to charging the car at zero cost.
Wow.
Also putting that energy back into the grid.
I mean, with the world that we're living in and the fuel prices, I think that's definitely a huge draw card.
Absolutely.
When it comes to a family aspect, Monica, what is it that makes it so convenient living in a place like this?
I think our kids are very spoiled and they've got no idea what it's like to wake up on a cold morning and have to put your dressing gown on, or they walk around in undies year round.
Yeah.
But also the fact that it's a smart home, so we've got lights that turn on and off on their own at night time. The blinds come up at 8 a.m. in the morning.
Just convenient.
Yeah.
They really don't know how good they have it.
No, not at all.
So we've talked about all the details when it comes to the exterior and the finishings.
Yep.
This is a passive house. Installation is crucial. What was special about the installation you used?
So we use wood fibre on this house. Super sustainable, one of the most sustainable products you can get. We've added it to the outside of the mass timber. That gives us that perfect thermal envelope. We've got it under the floor in some situations and on the external walls.
Incredible. Well, we're outside, so let's check out this pool.
Cool.
So out here in the kids' paradise, including the big kid,
Yep.
My third child.
what's one thing that I guess for the kids that's the best part of this space?
I guess you've got, might have kids playing on the playground, playing basketball, in the pool, in the spa, a bit of everything. Everyone's kind of...
Little birdie told me that someone gets on the roof of this.
Yes. I do happen to set a ladder up every now and then, yeah.
Fun dad, clearly.
Jumping into the pool.
Yeah.
The pool and the spa, they're both heated, and how do we heat these?
So we've got a 3-phase heat pump, super efficient unit. So just runs off the solar when it's on during the day for free, really. So
Amazing. How do we access the solar and keep that clean?
actually, I'm a crazy person that gets up there and washes it when it's raining.
Oh gosh! Well, just gets up there with a broom and bucketing down the
Literally,
drain.
when it's raining, because we can't use soap because it goes into our drinking water. When it's raining, Jess gets out there with a raincoat on and a broom and cleans all
That's
the solar
dedication.
panels.
That is dedication. I mean, I don't know if everyone's going to have that level of dedication, but at
gotta
least
be
they know
done.
how it's done. This is really, really beautiful. I've walked through a lot of properties, but this panel house is one I will not forget. What Jesse and Monica have built here has taken genuine conviction. It's Passive House Premium certified. Every detail was chosen. It's in Warradite, it's extraordinary, and it's available.
Where you building something